Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Annie's song on the octave mandolin. There are a lot of videos of how to play Annie's song on the guitar, but I did not see one for the octave mandolin. This is a super fun song. It's beautiful and it actually lends itself really well to this instrument. I'm playing it in the original key, which is the key of D, which is great for this instrument. If you have not watched my video where I talk about chords specifically for the octave mandolin, I highly recommend that you go do that before watching this video. I'll link it in the description below, but that video will give you a basic foundation for you to build on for chords for this instrument, and it'll just help you understand the chord shapes and the specific chords that I use a lot better. I recently made a video of full arrangement of this song, so I'll also link that down below if you have not seen that. But today I'm just going to be teaching you how to play the accompaniment. That's such a hard word to say. I'm going to be teaching you how to play the accompaniment on the octave mandolin. You can sing along with this, or you can do what I did, which is use the mandolin or the guitar or something else to play the melody on top of these chords. This song is basically comprised of a whole bunch of verses. There's an instrumental, and then there are verses with lyrics. And the chord progression for all of those is the exact same. So once you learn one verse, you pretty much know the whole entire song, which is really nice for us because we only have to learn a couple chords. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the intro. Like I said before, this song is in the key of D major. We're in the time signature of 6/8, which means that we're gonna be counting by eighth notes. So we count to 6 eighth notes, and that's a measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's one measure. And I will say also, I finger pick this because I like the softness that it gives. You could totally do this with a pick. I just like the way it sounds when I'm finger picking it. So that's what I'm going to do today. So the intro has 4 measures. We're going to start off with a D chord, and I like to add the 2 or the 9 on top of that chord. So we're gonna do first finger, second finger on the 7th fret of our G string and D string. We're gonna leave the top 2 strings open. That's gonna give us our D2 chord. We're gonna play that for 3 eighth notes, so half of a measure. Then we're gonna add this sus. And by sus, I mean the 4 of the D chord. So if we count up 4 from D, D, E, F sharp, G, G is going to be our sus note. It's going to be our 4. So, and sus is an abbreviated version of saying suspended. And so you'll see that we're going to make this a suspended chord, and then we're going to resolve the G to the F sharp. That gives us a really cool sound. And so we're going to add our 4th finger on that G note right here. And it's a little bit of a stretch. It's not too bad. Then we're going to resolve it like that, and then we're going to go down 1 more. So I'm going to put my 3rd finger again on the 7th fret on that E. Okay, so that's the first 2 measures. So that sounds like this. Like that, and that little moving line is going to be our melody, and then that melody continues to walk down. So I am going to rearrange my fingering, but I'm keeping the chord the same. So I'm going to put my 3rd finger and my 4th finger on the 7th fret on the G and D strings where my 1st and 2nd were, and we're going to resolve that E down to the D. So I'm going to put my 1st finger on the 5th fret of the A string. Then I'm going to lower that to a C sharp. Okay, so all of that together sounds like this. So we're keeping that moving line, and then we're going to go to the 6 minor, which is a B minor chord. So for that, I'm going to put 1st and 2nd finger on the 4th fret on the G and D strings, 3rd finger on the 5th fret, leaving that E string open. So that's going to be our 6 minor chord, our B minor. Okay, and then we're going to resolve that down to an A chord, the 5. So I'm just gonna take these 2 fingers, bring those down a fret, actually bring those down 2 frets. And that's gonna be the whole intro. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that whole intro for you guys. That's the whole intro. It sounds really pretty. And now we go into the verse. Pretty much, for the most part, the chords are gonna change every 3 beats. So every 3 eighth notes, the chords are gonna change. So we have G, starting off the verse, G, back to A, then B minor. So again, just slide that up 2 frets, add your 3rd finger, back to G. Then we've got this nice little walk down that happens. So we're gonna go back to our D, and this time I'm gonna add my 4th finger on the F sharp, right there. We're gonna slide our 1st finger down a fret. That gives us an F sharp minor over a C sharp. So we've got the D, the F sharp minor. Then we're gonna go back down to our B minor, back to our A. Okay, that's the first 4 measures of the verse. So I'm gonna play that for you. So we've got, you fill up my senses. Just like that. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next 4 bars of the song. So again, we're gonna start on our G chord, but this time the next chord is gonna be an F sharp minor. So for that chord, what we're gonna do is basically, if you go back to your B minor shape and you move all of these fingers over 1 string, that's gonna be your F sharp minor. So our bass note is that F sharp, 4th fret on our D string. So we've got G to F sharp minor. Then we're gonna slide this down 2 frets to give us E minor. Back to G major. So I'll go ahead and play those 2 bars. So we start G major, F sharp minor, E minor, G major. And now we're gonna do an A sus. So this is gonna be the exact same as what we did with the D sus in the intro. We're gonna do that, except we're gonna shift that down the neck. So we're gonna bar 2nd fret on the G string and the D string. We're gonna play 4th finger to give us that D. And then we're gonna resolve it to our regular A major chord. And this is the same chord as if we were playing an A chord on the mandolin. And both of those are gonna last a whole measure. So we're gonna have A sus for a measure, then we're gonna resolve it to A. Just like that. So now I'm gonna play those 8 bars from the beginning of the verse to where we just ended, those 8 bars all together. So we've got Yay! Okay, so now we still have 8 more bars to go in the verse. However, a lot of that repeats. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the next 4 measures are gonna be the exact same 4 measures as the front of the verse. So it's gonna be G, A, B minor, G, walk down, D, F sharp minor, B minor, A. And then this also repeats G, F sharp minor, E minor. This one chord is where it changes. This time, instead of going back to G, we go back to A. and then we go to the 1, which is D. Okay, so basically those 8 measures repeat, except we just change the ending a little bit. And we're gonna hold that D chord out for 2 measures. So if we go from the last 4 bars of the whole entire verse, so we've got G, F sharp minor, E minor, then to A, then to D. For 2 measures, we just stay on that D chord. And I'm gonna add, I think I'll do actually first 2 fingers for the first part, then add the 4th finger on the F sharp, just to give it some variation. So, and then we repeat all of that again. That's it. That's the whole entire song. Really, really simple, nothing too complicated. So for practice, and so you can hear it, I'm gonna play the whole entire verse plus the intro. So everything that we just learned, and feel free to play along with me. And also on YouTube, you can adjust the playback speed. So if you're having trouble keeping up, you can also slow this down a little bit so that you can play along with me. So that is the whole entire song of Annie's song. It's actually really, really fun to play on this instrument, even just something to sing along with, or a chord progression to play. And maybe this is your first chord progression that you're learning on the octave mandolin. So yeah, I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments if you were able to follow along, and don't forget to hit that like button down below. That really helps me out, and I will see you guys in my next video.